Yo, what is up guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna tell you my top favorite plugins for this year 2021, and I'm gonna tell you 5 free plugins and 5 paid plugins. Before going to the video, wait, don't skip this part because it's interesting for you. I'm giving away a 30-minute coaching with me just to talk, to help you in your productions or to help you in your dubs, and to participate is so simple. During this video they're gonna appear letters like this one. Of course they're gonna be more hidden, not that obvious like this one. But what you have to do is take a paper, take a pen and write all the letters that you see in this video. When you have all the letters, this is gonna be like a code. And what you have to do is so simple, just send it to this mail, wildcrowextra@gmail.com, with the subject Wildcrow game. In more or less 1 week, I'm gonna see who has the right code, and between all the people that has the right code, I'm gonna choose a winner randomly. So pay attention to the video because the letters are gonna be quite hidden, and also don't skip the video because otherwise probably you're gonna miss some letters and you're not gonna have the right code. But with that being said, let's start with this top list. I'm gonna start with the paid plugins, and the first one is gonna be my favorite one. I cannot make music without this one, and it's Sonarworks. If you check some of my videos, if you come to the Fibra live streams, you know that I always use Sonarworks because it's something that honestly I cannot live without. If you want to know more about Sonarworks, I have a full video where I explain everything about this plugin and how to use it and how to set everything up. But basically what this is gonna do is let you hear exactly what you're making in your DAW. If you use headphones, probably your headphones have some boost on the low end or on the highs or whatever. So Sonarworks, what it's gonna do is apply the inverted EQ, so you're gonna hear it flat. So exactly what you're making in the DAW. And if you have speakers, even if you have the most flat speakers ever, your room has some acoustics, there's gonna affect this and you're gonna have some boost and reduction in some frequencies. So Sonarworks is gonna let you hear a flat frequency response in your sweet spot, where I'm right now, you know, where you make music. So this is gonna help you to make music a lot faster and get better mixes because you're hearing exactly how your track sounds. And it's a plugin I highly recommend. The second plugin is my favorite reverb plugin, and it's the Valhalla Vintage Verb. For me, it's the best one. Sometimes I use other reverbs for other sounds, but most of the times I use this one. It's my go-to reverb plugin. For me, it's the best one because you can control basically everything. You have a lot of modes, you know, you have different reverb types, different colors, you can control the EQ, the modulation, the damping and a lot of other things. And in the end you get a really cool reverb that sounds super clean and sounds super good. And as I know that a lot of you cannot afford this plugin, don't worry because I have an alternative on the free plugins list. The third plugin is Soothe. Soothe is a plugin that I also cannot live without. I have a video where I use it on vocals, I recommend you to watch it, so it's where you have a cleaner vocal. But basically what this plugin is gonna do is reduce the resonance of a sound. It doesn't matter if it's a vocal, a guitar, a snare, a synth or whatever, but in a dynamic way. Because let's say that you have a full vocal that has some resonance in a frequency in some parts of the song. If you cut those frequencies with a normal EQ, the problem is that when the resonance is not there, you're also cutting those frequencies. So in the end, if you're cutting a lot of frequencies, it's gonna sound weird. So with Soothe, what you can have is just the reduction of that frequency only when it's loud. So then when there's not the resonance, it's not gonna be reducing. So in the end, you have a really clean sound without those resonance and without losing character and strength on the sound. The plugin number 4 is the FabFilter Pro Q3. For me, is the best EQ ever. Apart from having a lot of different slopes and shapes, it has normal EQ, dynamic EQ, mid-side EQ, left-right EQ, you can have a sidechain input, and also you can see the spectrum of other sounds so you can see if they are clashing or not. I mean, it has everything you need. So that's why for me it's the best EQ ever, because you have all the functions that you need inside. In this way you don't have to use 2 or 3 different EQs because every EQ has a different function. And wait, because I also have an alternative for this one. And last but not least, the last paid plugin on this list is the Ozone Match EQ. I have a video where I show you how to use this plugin to get the right frequency balance, because basically what this is gonna tell you is if you have enough highs, mids or lows in your song. And you can use this on your songs, for example when you're mastering, to compare if you have enough highs or mids or lows or not enough and so on your song. But also you can use it in the particular sounds. So for example, when I'm mixing, I compare my leads with other leads of other of my songs, or maybe compare leads with other songs from remix stems I took. So this way you know if the leads sound good or if they need more mids or they need more highs. So these are my favorite paid plugins, and before going to the free ones, don't forget to leave a like if this video is helping you, and also don't forget to subscribe because I have a lot of videos that I'm sure you're gonna like, are gonna help you a lot, and I'm sure you don't want to miss. So just click subscribe, it's free for you and you help me a lot. The first free plugin that I highly recommend for this year 2021 is a plugin that came out some weeks ago from Slate Digital, and is Fresh Air. It's a really simple plugin, you just have to touch 2 knobs, and basically what this is gonna do is like clean the mids and also give like a brighter, cleaner highs. I've been testing it this past week weeks and honestly sounds so good to make your sound, doesn't matter if it's a bass line, a snare, a kick or whatever, sound cleaner or brighter. But also you can use it, for example, in the mastering to maybe give that extra touch to make it sound cleaner if you cannot make it sound clean in the mixdown. So just go to Slate Digital and download it because it's free and try it. The second free plugin is a must for me and is OTT by Expert Records. I use this plugin in all my songs, honestly, in all of them, because this plugin, what it's gonna do is help your sounds to stand out more, you know, and sound more in your face. Most of the times when I hear a song by you that maybe have some leads that are soft, I tell you to use OTT because it can make it sound more in your face and tighter, so this way it sounds more powerful. But also you can use it in bass lines. Sometimes if you're careful you can use it in vocals or in kicks or snares. The third free plugin is the Julian Loudness Meter. What this plugin is gonna tell you are the loops of your song, and what are the loops? It's just a value that is gonna tell you how loud it sounds, the perceived loudness of your song. So how to use this plugin? What I recommend to do is when you're mastering your song, have 2 or 3 reference songs. Check the value of the loops of those songs. So for example, let's say they are more or less at -4.5. So try to have your song also at that value. If you have a smaller value, for example -4 or -3.5, this means that sounds louder. And if you have a bigger value, for example -5 or -6, this means that sounds quieter. So if it sounds quieter, try to boost it more, you know, increase a bit more the limiter. And if it sounds louder, that depends on you. If you maybe want to reduce a bit the limiter and this way have a bit more dynamics, or just leave it like that. And if you don't know how to make your track sound louder without distortion, so I recommend you to check this video where I give you some tips to make this. The fourth free plugin is an alternative to the Valhalla Vintage Verb and is the Valhalla Supermassive. Of course, this plugin is not gonna have that many options as the Valhalla Vintage Verb, but it's by the same company and the sound is basically the same. So in the end, you also have a clean reverb, and honestly, you don't need all the options of the Valhalla Vintage Verb. With the option that you have in this reverb, you're gonna have a really good reverb that is gonna sound super professional. And last but not least, the alternative to the FabFilter Pro Q3 is the TDR Nova. Of course, this plugin doesn't have that many options as the FabFilter Pro Q3, but what it has is the dynamic EQ. And that's why I think it's a good alternative to the FabFilter one, because the dynamic EQ is something really good that not all of the EQs has, that can help you a lot to make your sound cleaner. But of course, talking about EQing, if you're just gonna use the EQ to reduce some frequencies, maybe cut the lows or cut the highs, you can use the parametric EQ2 of FL Studio or the EQ8 of Ableton or the EQ of Logic or the DAW you use, because in the end, for just boosting and reducing some frequencies, you don't need a third-party plugin, and most of the times these stock plugins use less CPU. So well guys, these are my top favorite plugins for this year 2021 to make music, you know, plugins that in my opinion you must have. And wow, did you see all the letters of this video? You have the right code or not? My advice is to check it again, so this way you make sure that you don't miss any letter. And if you have the right code, don't forget to send it to this mail, wildcrowextra@gmail.com, with the subject Wildcrow game. And in 1 week or 2, I'm gonna choose the winner, so this way we can have a chat and I can help you or just talk about the EDM scene or whatever you want to talk. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. If you have extra plugins that you think are a must to have this year 2021, just put it down below in the comments, and see you in the next video.